Hello Englishers, welcome back to my channel. This is Ma'am Raya. For today's lesson, we're going to help you to better understand how the structure of English sentence is being made, like how you are to construct your own sentence. Because for sure, you also have that confusion on how we can make our sentence grammatically correct. Okay, so we have here right now on our screen the basics of subject-verb agreement, or the SVA. So there are only three basic steps on how we can understand the structure of our English sentences. So I hope after this lesson you'll be able to improve how you can come up with your own sentences. So here the first one is, okay, for the part one of our subject-verb agreement, the subject and the verb of a sentence must agree. Okay, so what do we mean by that? Okay, so subject and verb, they must agree. So when we have singular subjects, we also need to have a singular verb. Okay, so for what we mean by singular subjects, so subjects that are basically only one. It pertains to one only. And when we also have plural subjects, of course, we also need to have the plural verbs. So for us to make that clear, okay, we have here example sentences. Okay, so let's review this concept by answering the following examples. So you can also go ahead and get your pencil or pen, or you can have your answers at the back of your mind, and we will reveal the answer afterwards. So here we have, my elder sister blank a large collection of vintage postage stamps. So we have the choices here, has or have. What do you have there? What's your answer? I hope you got it right. Okay, we have here, my elder sister has. Okay, why is that so? Why do we have has here? Okay, so the singular subject, okay, our subject there is sister. So that should be paired with the singular verb has. Okay, has is singular while have is plural. Okay, to have it better, for our better understanding, we have here other sentences. Okay, vintage postage stamps blank interesting documents of how people lived in the past. Okay, we have here is, are. What do you have there? Well, I hope you also got it right. So vintage postage stamps are. Okay, the verb here is are. And why is that so? Okay, it's are because the subject there is stamps. Okay, so it should have a plural verb are. So let's take a look again with our sentence. Please don't get confused with the vintage postage. Okay, it's just the description or the adjective of the noun stamp. So it is very crucial that you know where to find the subject. Okay, so here the subject is stamps, and that's many, that's plural form. That's why we have are there. I hope you got it right and it's clear for you, but don't you worry, we still have more examples. Okay, so let's get ahead. Okay, we have question or sentence number 3 here. Stamp collecting blank a rare hobby nowadays. Okay, is it is or are? Okay, well, I hope you got it correct as well. So we have here is. Remember that our subject here, okay, we need to find it carefully. So here, stamp collecting. So it's just one singular subject. Okay, so therefore, your verb should also be is. Okay, stamp collecting. So we actually have here collecting stamps. And still, our subject there is collecting. That should have one, yeah, it only pertains to one, or it's a singular subject or singular noun. Okay, let's take a look at this part 2, our subject-verb agreement with a preposition or prepositional phrase. So prepositional phrase, it always starts with a preposition. So in, at, on. Okay, so be mindful to disregard any prepositional phrase that comes after the subject. So don't get confused, just like the words before our noun. Okay, so those are only adjectives. So only focus on the noun or the subject. So let's try. Okay, let's supply the correct verb to complete the sentences or the statement. So let's have here question number 4. Mammals that live in the ocean, blank dolphins, whales, and sea otters. Is it includes or include? Okay, the prepositional phrase that we meant here is that in the ocean. Okay, so dolphins. But of course, we will have to focus on the subject here. So what's your answer? Or that live in the ocean, so you can also have that one. Okay, that is include as your verb. It's because our main subject here is the mammals. Okay, so disregard the phrase that live in the ocean. Okay, so that should be mammals for your noun or your subject. Let's have question number 5. The number of birds in the Amazon rainforest blank to be almost 4,000. Okay, is it estimated, is estimated, or are estimated? So this is actually a rule between a rule for the number and a number. Okay. So what should be the verb here? The correct verb is estimated. Okay, why is that so? Okay, so let's check it here. So in this example, the subject is the word in the singular, the number. So which has to have a corresponding verb singular. A number is actually for plural, so you just have to remember that. The number singular, a number is plural. If it happens to have a number here, so let's go back to that screen, a number of birds in the Amazon, so it could be are estimated. But since it uses the number, then that makes it singular. Okay, I hope that's clear. Okay, let's go to our next sentence. Okay, question 6 here. The ecosystem of savannas blank many threats caused by human activity. Mm. Is it face or faces? Again, don't get confused of the words surrounded by the subject. Focus on looking for the subject. If you already know where the subject is, then it's very easy for you to pair it with the corresponding verb. So for this statement, okay, our answer, our verb here is faces, because our subject here is ecosystem. Okay, so it's ecosystem, not savannas. Okay, so ecosystem is the subject. It's only one, so that's singular. It should have singular verb. Okay, we are now on our part 3. That's the last part of the basic rule of our grammar, English grammar, with the linking verbs this time. Okay, so when you have a sentence with linking verbs, the verb should always agree with the subject, not the predicate nominative. Okay, so these are the words or group of words that completes a linking verb and renames the subject. Okay, so that don't get confused on that. So when we say linking verbs, so these are with the is, are, was, were. So those are the basic examples. And when we say predicate nominative, so um, it's always our predicate starts with our linking verb or our verbs. Okay, so we have here an example to make it clear for you. Bruce's grades are a source of disappointment. So our predicate nominative starts with are a source of disappointment. So are here, we're talking about the grades of Bruce. Our subject here is not Bruce, but his grades. Okay, so grades are a source of disappointment. Okay, so that's grades there. Okay, let's try another sentence. The total cost of the party blank hundreds of dollars more than the original budget. Okay, is it is or is it are? So again, look for the subject. So don't mind the other words. Just try to figure out which of the words is the subject. Okay, that's is. It's because our subject here is cost. So it's singular. That's why it has the verb singular too, which is is. Okay, let's try question 8. We still have 2 questions more or sentences. Okay, the laughter and the noise of the guests blank testament to the success of the party. Is it is or is it are? So where's the subject here again? Okay, that's the thing that you need to find. Okay, and that is are. Okay, why? Our subject here is the laughter and the noise. Okay, so that should be something that you have to look for. Again, the subject. Okay, let's try 2 more sentences. Okay, for question 9, we have here the joy of my mom's life blank her grandchildren who were there at the party. The subject, okay, please take care of the subject. Our verb should be okay, is. That's correct. Why? Okay, the answer is because our subject here is joy, not mom's life. Though mom's life, yeah, of course, it's still singular, but still though, that's not our subject. Okay, the joy of mom's life. So even if we take out mom's life there, our subject is still joy, okay, which is singular. So that's why we have is there. You're almost get it perfectly. Okay, for the last sentence for our lesson tonight or today, okay, the yellow roses in the vase blank a gift to my mom. Again, please look at the subject. Find the subject carefully and decide if it should have a singular or plural verb. Should it be is or are? We have it here are. Okay, why? Okay, so the subject here roses. So that's why it has the verb are. Well, I hope you got it right there. So we'll just have to remember these 3 easy rules for our basic English grammar lesson. Singular subjects are paired with singular verbs, and plural subjects are paired with plural verbs. for prepositional phrases, it can make things seem tricky, but it is good practice to pay no mind to any prepositional phrases that follow the subject. So as I mentioned earlier, so do not be tempted or do not get confused with the other words surrounded by the subject. You just need to have that trick or that skill to look for the subject. Where is the subject? And then that's it. Okay, finally, we have here, for sentences with linking verbs, the verb should always agree with the subject and not the predicate nominative. Okay, I hope you got it there. If you have questions, please, you can comment. And shout out to Manggubat family. Thank you for watching my videos. Thank you and enjoy learning Englishers.